Hey guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. We'll be starting in 5 minutes. So if you're here and you're new, don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notification. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, please. We'll be on in the next 4 minutes. Welcome to our channel. Where is the comments, please? Okay, I think we have some people live. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe, please, and join us for more content. We'll be dropping content on everything you need to know: marketing, YouTube, networking, whatever you need to know. Just subscribe, turn on notification, and then we'll keep you updated. And tonight we'll be having a guest coming up here. He'll be here in a bit, so please get ready. We'll have a guest coming up here, and he'll be telling us how to grow our YouTube channel. So please, I need you all to stay ready. And then if you have any questions, anything you've wanted to know about YouTube, how to grow your channel, how to get it bigger, how to whatever on YouTube, just feel free to drop a comment, and then your questions will be answered here. If they're not answered during the course of the discussion, also bring it up and make sure you're all clear with everything happening here. So I still have just 1 minute to go on starting. While we wait for our guests. So it is time. Welcome to our YouTube channel. On this channel, we'll be giving you tonight is our special event, and we'll be giving you tips and basically not just tips, broad knowledge on how to grow your YouTube channel to whatever extent, which is unlimited. And then we'll be having a guest here, which is someone with experience. We can't just come and tell you a story and then you believe. So having someone that's tried different methods and then have found ways or things that worked for him and could actually work for you too. So he'll be coming live in a bit, and then he'll be sharing with us ways that or things to do to grow our YouTube channel, and then answering questions depending on whatever questions you have or whatever you don't understand about YouTube. Just be ready with your questions, drop them, and then we'll get your questions answered. Yeah, my name, I forgot to tell you guys my name. Sorry, my name is Jonathan Kaka, and I'm here with the influencer, and I'll be handling our interviews. And please just stay tuned. You'll be getting various contents from me and other people on the channel. So yeah. So before we go on, if you're new here, like I've said before, don't forget to subscribe. And then if you want to know more of what the channel is about, you can go through some of our old videos and then to get you educated on the channel. So we're starting now. I guess it's coming up on the live stream. Hello, good evening.
Hello. Hi, good
Yeah,
evening.
welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So our dear friend here, welcome. And it's
Yeah,
good to
please,
have you.
can I have a minute? I don't know, is it 9 o'clock already? Can I have a minute, please? Just 1 minute. Let me just get something.
Sure.
Sorry,
So
let
while
me
we
also get the live link on WhatsApp so that I can share it too. Thank you.
okay, sure. Sorry, I forgot to forward that to you. So like I said, if you're new, don't forget to drop a like on our videos, subscribe, and then stay tuned because we're dropping content regularly for you on this channel. We're dropping various kind of content depending on what you want to. And then if you want, if there's something you're trying to learn about, you could also suggest it under our videos, and then depending on what category is under, and then we'll work on making your video to be part of our channel. So welcome to all our new viewers, welcome to our existing viewers. And then today is going to be very, very good because our show is going to be very important and informative. So don't forget to stick to the end. Don't forget to interact, and then make sure you ask questions when you're not clear, and then drop comments, and then just try to do whatever you think will help you enjoy the event better. So like I said, we're having a guest with us. He'll be here in a minute shortly. And then he'll be teaching us about YouTube, telling you how to grow your YouTube channel, giving you tips on promoting yourself from 0 to 70,000 beyond. 70,000 is there because like that's where it's at plus, and he's still growing. And then basically these tips, if you use them properly, will be leading you to get to a lot more followers or subscribers on Instagram. Sorry. So welcome back. So your audio is on.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much. I'm like, how many people do you have on the live now?
Yeah, I have about 10 people right now.
Okay, awesome. Sorry, I can't see them. That's why I'm like, okay.
No problem. Sorry.
So if you're here, just go ahead and share the link, like pick up the live link and share so that we can get more people on board. Because this session is one of what anybody want to miss. Yep. Okay, so I just did my part sharing that particular live link right now. So
thank you.
I'm just trying to see that every other person here shares it too, so that we can get the house filled up as soon as possible.
Yeah,
Thank you.
So for the 10 people that are here and still growing, I would like to welcome you guys back to our channel. And someone's commenting on your red shirt, which is like signature color.
Yes,
so hope your day went well. Before we go on, let's have our small talks. Hope your day went well. Hope everything was fine today. Which was Saturday. I guess it was busy.
Yes, actually. I actually just got back home like an hour ago, and the reason I came back early was because of this live session.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sure everybody here knows you already because like they're here for you basically. So, but still, I'd like you to like just introduce yourself one more time so they like know again.
Okay, awesome. So I'm Franklin. I'm Franklin Emmanuel, and I don't know what to add after that, but then I'll try as much as possible. I
You too.
usually call myself a simple entrepreneur, right? And a content creator. Before now, I've told you I'm jobless because I don't have a job I'm doing. I'm only sitting in my house 247. But let's not worry from that now because I'm actually going to be sharing some of the things that I do with you. So
Yeah.
that's it basically. I'm a content creator and I'm a salesman, right? So these are the two major things that I want you guys to know me for. Those of you in the live session tonight. Yep.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for that. So, let me start by asking you my first question here. So basically, I just want to know, like, how did you hear about YouTube? Like, and when? Like, when did you first know that there was something existing like YouTube?
How did I hear about YouTube and when?
Yes, if you can remember.
Uh okay, the journey to my online space started out when I was in school, right? And it's just been, me wanting to see other things I can do in a country like Nigeria. And that
Yeah.
is actually one of the biggest things because even while I was in school then I knew that this country is not going anywhere. Honestly, like I had it in my head already. And I just started looking out for things that I could do that would actually earn me money while in school and even after school. So that was where it all started. And I would say I didn't stumble on YouTube first, but during that search, YouTube was a very great help. Like I actually had to check up on different results from different people on YouTube. Right. So me hearing about YouTube, like it's been a very long time ago. We actually come here to stream music, we stream videos, and we like gather up a whole lot of content and we get to watch. So I've actually known about YouTube for like years and years, like 2013 or thereabout. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's good. So hearing about YouTube then, what motivated you to want to be in the whole space of YouTube? What motivated you to want to be a YouTuber also? To join all those people who are watching. So what was the motivation?
My motivation for YouTube or my motivation to start my YouTube channel.
Yes, to start your own channel, being a YouTuber.
It's just basically to help people, right? Because honestly, YouTube is not something that is easy. First of all, it's really tasking. So me even jumping into or me thinking of starting up my YouTube channel was due to the fact that I knew I had something that people were looking for, right? I knew I had something people were really looking for and they couldn't find it. Now I've actually been this digital guy, and beyond that, I've been learning by myself, right? Self learning. All I do is I go up to YouTube, I watch series of videos that actually help me to get the result I want. And at the same time, I also get courses. In short, when I was starting out here, I got a lot of courses from people outside of the country, right? I had different mentors from different countries, and I was getting all of their courses, jumping on their programs, their live sessions, and whatever. And I actually saw people asking me a series of questions. I remember back then, I go for conferences, and when I speak, people are like, "Oh God, this guy, you are so knowledgeable. You have a lot of things up there. How can you help me do this? How can you teach me this and that?" And I'm like, "What is the best way that I can actually teach people things and help them to learn without me actively being in the process at every point in time, right?" And beyond that, people are also requesting for, okay, can you kind of give us the Nigerian version of this particular strategy? Right? Okay, I'm in Nigeria. I want to do this thing. How do I apply it to the Nigerian audience? And that was the motivation. I started with channel just to help people, to help them learn, to also, help them get better ways to get stuff done in the Nigerian way. Yeah, so that's how we started.
So what I got from this is that you pretty much have always been a very, very knowledgeable person, and then you started to use that knowledge to help people online, giving them a
Yes,
more
actually.
relatable version of things they see online, and then even newer things they do not know about.
Yes, sure, sure.
which is mostly what people know you for. But then, if you're going to introduce yourself to someone that had never seen your channel before, what would you tell them your channel is about? What kind of content would you tell them they will see on your channel? What would you describe it as? Your
Uh,
content.
okay, the content on my channel is basically sales and marketing, right? Sales and marketing. That's exactly what I actually talk about on the channel because everything that I do is revolving around sales and marketing. How are you able to sell a product? How are you able to sell a service? And how can you actually put it out there to your audience in order to get the result you're looking out for, right? So every other thing are just peripherals around this particular topic, but the major focus is sales and marketing. So that's actually my niche, basically. Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for that. So, I'd like us to get to some questions because, like, we've been on it the whole week that you're coming around, and then a lot of YouTubers and people that are trying to get into YouTube have had questions they would want to ask you. So, like, I have some of the questions
Okay.
here with me. I'll be reading out to you, and then you'll be like helping us to answer their questions, and then helping them again as what you normally do. You're giving them more knowledge and certain things. So, can we start on that?
All right, go ahead. It's fine. Yeah, sure.
Okay, so the first question I got was, what is the best way to grow your YouTube channel? Best way to grow your channel. Someone asked that.
The best way to grow a YouTube channel.
Yes.
Okay. So since this is more of like an interview session, and yeah, just asking me questions. I actually wish I can ask the person back some questions too, right? Because
You
when
can
you
ask
ask me
me.
what is the best
See
way,
there's
if you
anything.
ask me what is the best way to grow a YouTube channel, I also ask you what type of channel are you looking at creating? Because one of the things that you understand is that the different niches on YouTube have different ways to scale. Like there are different ways to scale different niches on YouTube, right? So
Yes.
it is not really a one size fits all kind of thing, right? But then to answer your question, I will try to be as general as possible and try to cover every of the niche. And I'm going to
Yes.
answer with one simple thing. If you want to grow fast on YouTube, just find a way to be consistent with content and you will grow. That's just the simple answer, right? But beyond being consistent with content, there are other things, there are other factors you actually need to look at. The other factors you need to, keep in check in order to be successful because there are people who will still put up content consistently and they will not
Yes.
still get results. Like they will not even get anything out of what they're doing. And they're going to give up because it's harder when you are putting up work and no result to show for that particular work you're doing, right? So
Okay.
the big answer here generally is consistent content, and then looking at the other factors around, growing and scaling your channel, and yep, that's it basically.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. Um.
Yep.
So can we move on to the next question? It
Sure, sure,
says.
sure.
It says, please, can you break down YouTube algorithm? Would you like give a small session on this?
Oh my gosh, like I'm YouTube engineer. Oh my god.
You're like an elder now
Like
because you're more experienced, and then
no
you're
no
trying
no
to
no
get.
no. So the truth is, even some YouTube engineers don't understand the algorithm yet.
Yes,
so
truly.
so
Nobody entirely
um
gets to the point.
so the thing is, when it comes to YouTube and understanding YouTube algorithm, there are actually a few things that I've actually tried to take note of, right? Especially when I'm trying to put up content that would help me get results. Because for every content I'm putting out there, I'm very much concerned about the amount of people I'm going to reach with that particular content. That is one of the major
Yes.
things that I would do because if I'm not able to reach many people, then I won't be able to create impact. So while thinking of impact I'm going to create on a long time, I'm also thinking of right now how many people I'm able to reach and figure out ways to make it reach more people. So for the YouTube algorithm, it is something where you are trying to first of all have the people that you are going to be creating content for in mind. And this is where people make
Yes.
mistakes, right? People think about themselves first before they even create content. Like you're like, oh, it's me. I'm creating content. It's all about me. And this is quite wrong because it is not even making any sense. Because you're not going to be the one to watch your channel. You're not going to be the one that will watch your videos, right? So you think about your audience. What do you want? yes, I've been able to carve out my niche. I've been able to carve out my, the place or the circle where I'm actually going to be based on. But it's beyond that. You now need to think of, for each and every of the content you're putting out there, what exactly will my audience want to see from me, right? So when you have that in mind, you are able to put better content. And beyond even having that in mind, you're not able to understand how to structure your content. And from structuring your content, you are able to have a flow, right? Then beyond having the flow, there are other factors which will be understanding how to create thumbnails that work, and also the tags you're going to be using, your description, the keywords that you'll be putting into your videos, and all of those factors. They are under the SEO factors for every YouTube video, right? So when you have all of
Yes.
these things together, then you are ready to fly, because you will be able to be sure that yes, this particular thing would work for the algorithm, right? So now this is the this is the basic for you creating content that works for the algorithm. But one of the major things that will actually help push you forward, right, one of the major things that will actually help push you and also push your video forward is your flow of content, right? Your flow of content. Now, I'm actually going to be sure. I'm actually sure that you would have stumbled on a particular YouTube video, and you finish watching that particular YouTube video, and you click on the person's channel to watch more of his videos,
Yes.
right? So you do not just watch one video from the beginning to the end, but beyond watching one video from the beginning to the end, you clicked on that particular video to watch other of this person's video, right? Meanwhile, there are other people on YouTube that you actually see their content, and before you even watch 10 seconds, you're out, right? So when you begin to take note of all of these things, what will actually get people to stay longer on my videos, and if possible, even get them to watch other videos that I actually have on my channel from this particular video that YouTube is actually bringing them in from, right? So once you're able to get that checked, then you're ready to scale, and the algorithm will always be in your favor. Now, the thing is, people actually think that the algorithm is against them. No, I would say that you are actually the one fighting the algorithm, because if you're able to create content that retains people, like the goal of YouTube algorithm is to keep people on the system, right? For example, if you have an application right now, the goal is to keep people on that particular application. This particular
Yes.
live session that we're currently having, the goal is to actually keep people to watch this session to the very end. That's the very truth, right? So even on
Yes.
YouTube, the goal of the YouTube company themselves is to make sure that for every person that actually drags any audience into YouTube, that particular person should stay on YouTube for as long as he can stay there, right? So you
Okay.
need to make sure that you keep this. If your video actually checks this mark and is able to retain people on YouTube, then you're going to scale. You're going to scale so fast. So the next question here is, how do you get to create videos that will actually keep people, right? That's also another thing you need to pay note to, because it's very important that you actually have that at the back of your mind. How do you create content that would retain people? This is when we are looking at, okay, someone just dropped on the comment, the flow of your
Yes.
content, right? That's your content structure. You need to put it in a way that it actually makes a whole lot of sense, and is able to carry people along from the very start to the finish of that particular video, and it will scale. The algorithm is always going to be in your favor, and you grow. Yeah. So this is it.
Someone dropped a comment and said, why are we fighting to? And then I'm seeing from this, like, well, I'm saying to this person, I think basically it's like, once, from what you've said, is like once you do everything right, things you know you're supposed to do, proper content, and you package everything properly, YouTube will do his own parts.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Sure.
Okay, so before I go to my next question, I'd like to tell everybody here, if you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe, please. It's important to subscribe. Once you come here, just hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you can see when we give updates on various kinds of videos. So can we proceed, please?
Sure.
Okay, so I know you when you explained this, you talked about once they know their niche, they can now um, think of what they want. And then going backwards now, which is one of the questions that is here, how can someone know their niche? Like, how do you find your niche on YouTube?
How to find a niche on YouTube?
Yes.
Um, Okay, so sorry, I'm actually trying to
Okay, let me
get
let
an
me let me
example.
okay, let me put it this way. It's
No,
like
I
okay,
get
you
the
get the
question
question.
actually. I get the question. I'm trying to think of a very good example that suits this particular question you asked right now, so that you can understand it perfectly fine. So this question, you find your niche is based on what you're interested in, right? Because I can't define a niche for you, and you need to start out with what you're interested in, honestly, because if you are able to start with what you're interested in, or what really like makes you feel good, what are you comfortable talking
Yes.
about, or what are you comfortable with, that is exactly how you get to start. Hmm? And this is actually the first part, right? You need to figure out what you're cool with. Now, this is why I said, when you're actually looking for that niche, you are thinking about yourself. Because man, YouTube is a long journey. Like, the journey of YouTube is very long. So you need to think about something that you're very comfortable with. Because if you're not comfortable with that particular niche or with whatever you're talking about, if it doesn't really interest you, then you will burn out like quick. There are people who actually start up on YouTube, and they are very friendly. Like, they are very good with engaging people in conversations, and like, they are
Yes.
talkatives. They can talk a whole lot, and all these people that can vibe to anything. But then, because they see that, oh, the trending YouTube niche is talking about money, they want to start talking about money. They go into finance niche. In the end, you will realize that you're going to burn out so quick, because that is not your interest. You are more interested in something that revolves around you talking, like you just gisting and having fun. You could actually start up with your own vlog. If you could start up a channel where you are discussing with people on your channel and all, right? So that is when it comes to picking your niche, then you should actually consider yourself number one, right? But beyond this, there is another side where you also have to consider what people are asking you for. Now, because I've actually seen people who come up, I've actually seen people who actually come up and they're like, oh, I don't know what niche to even jump on. I don't know what niche to start with. You understand? So in the case where you don't know what niche to start with, just like someone saying that I don't have a talent, I don't know my talent. I've heard that 1,001 times. Even me myself, when I was younger, I was like, I don't have a talent. God, please, what is my talent in this world? Right? So if
Yes.
you've not really found out what actually interests you or what you can actually do for yourself, then you need to figure out, one, ask yourself, what are people asking me for? Right? So when somebody calls you right now, when a friend calls you, what is that question that he's going to ask you? Like, what does he ask you about? Right? You have friends that actually call you and they're like, "Oh, Frank, what's up? Please, I'm actually having issues with my boyfriend, and we're not really cool. I don't know. What do you think I should do about this? What do you think I should, like?" So think about three or four of your friends who you actually are in contact with. What do these people call you for and ask you about? Right? Like, you are the go-to person. You are the go-to person for what exactly? Right? So when you're able to think about these things, you understand what people actually ask you for. First, starting from your friends, then you also look at people outside of your friends, right? People outside of your close friends. What exactly do they also ask about, right? When you actually think about these things, you realize that people will only ask you for something if they see that you're good at it. That is just
Yes.
it, right? So when you actually realize that people are actually asking you for one particular thing over and over again, then maybe you would actually want to start up in the relationship niche. Speak about relationships, because for people to ask you about this thing, then it means you're good at it. That's just the secret here. So if you're actually confused and you're thinking of your niche and you don't even know what you're interested in, or you're so confused, you start out with what people are actually asking you about, right? Because you are very good at that particular thing, and that is exactly why people are actually asking you for it, right? And sometimes this can actually collide with your interest. You might be interested in one particular thing, and then people are actually fond of asking you about another thing entirely, right? So you actually need to find a balance, right, where your interest also meets up with what people are asking you about. Because when you are able to find a balance between these two, you'll be able to create more better content. Like, one is you'll be very good with both, actually, right? You'll be very good with both, and you would be able to create content along those two niches, if there are two different niches actually. And once you're able to create Once you're able to create content around those two niches, while you're growing and scaling, you figure out what path you actually want to stick to, and you move on. That's just it's as simple as that.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much
Yes,
for
and
that.
okay, so the thought I'm going to say here is now, if this two doesn't work for you, my advice is start YouTube, and something will come up along the line. Yes,
Yes.
yes, that's my advice. If you don't have a niche, you're so confused, you don't know all of these two things I've actually shared here is not working for you. Start YouTube, do everything, test out everything, and then along the line, just try as much as possible not to do as much as you that to make you burn out, right? So you don't get tired of everything you're doing. Yeah. So test out everything and then pick a niche, right? Pick a niche with the type of content that your strength lies on, where you are more you are more fluent in, right?
Yes.
Something that is just flowing from the inside and you can scale fast. Yeah.
I think this your last comment also answered the question where someone asked if you can have more than one niche. And I think from what you said, you could start up having more than one, and then at some point you find where you actually should be.
Exactly. When you're starting out on YouTube, it's very okay to do everything. Honestly, I will not really preach against, doing everything. Now, I would also say that I would strongly advise that if you can actually find one thing you can do, focus on that particular niche or try and cover an industry, right? It's very okay. But then if you're confused, it's okay to start with everything. Just
Yes.
try and do as much as you can so that you don't burn out or tire or you just get tired easily. That's actually one of the things that will not be good because it's not easy creating content, man. I do not want to be the one to tell you this, but creating content is very hard. Yes, it is very hard. So for those people that are actually thinking that it's actually easy, I'm going to say that it's not really as easy as you see. So if you're starting out with everything, start out with everything, and along the line, you would find one particular place that you're okay with, and you can flow with that. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for that. I also wanted to ask, so someone also asked this question. I wanted to know what year you started YouTube. What year did you start producing content on YouTube?
Um, I've actually had a YouTube channel since 2013.
Yeah.
Because back then there is this craze around YouTube and all. I created my channel in 2013, but then I never created content because back then in 2013 I was very shy. Camera this, I couldn't even talk. I was very young then, so a whole lot of issues, and me thinking that I can't start until I learn and learn and learn, and I know this. So I started out
Yeah.
creating content on YouTube in 2019. Yeah, I started
Okay.
out creating content on YouTube. Yeah, early 2019, January 2019. That was when I
Yes.
actually dropped my. Yeah, that was when I started dropping videos. Yeah, so 2019. Yeah, I started up YouTube 2019.
Yeah. Okay, thank you for answering that. Also, before I move to the next question, once again, I'm trying to ask those that are new on the channel to subscribe. If you know you're new to this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And then I think with what you said, you could have answered every question and whatever is related to that. So we could move to our next question now. And what this person asked is something I think of what you already answered. And the person said, I want to create content, but I don't know which to create or what people want to see. Any advice? I think you've spoken on this already. But
Okay,
if
you
there's
said
anything,
sorry. Can you ask again, please?
what the person said, he said, I want to create content, but I don't know which content to create or what people want to see. Any advice?
Hmm. You want to create content, but you don't know what to create or
Yes.
what
Or
people
what
want to see.
I think the person is still confused about what he wants to do. He just wants to be a YouTuber.
So my question here is, why do you want to create content? Why?
That's a good question, actually.
So you will actually be you will be so confused and you will not know what you want to do because you don't have a why. So it's better not to even do it when you don't have a why. Actually, yes.
Yes.
Even though I will tell you to just start out with anything, right? Just start. But then if you don't have a why, if you don't have a reason for doing something, right? Then there is no reason doing it. Actually, like you shouldn't do it. Just like till you find a why. For me, I actually had a lot of ideas in my head. You know, um, I had people asking me about how they can start up their online business and how they can really scale within the Nigerian audience, right? How can they grow online? So my own was, I need to find a way to push content that would help people to scale or to get this result they're looking for. So that was my why. And I started YouTube. YouTube was there for me. So if you're confused and you don't know what to even do, you don't know what to post, then I'm like, why do you want to post in the first place? Do you want to post because everybody is actually posting? You're going to tire out easily. Like you will get tired and you will leave the platform because you don't have a why. This why is actually the same drive you're going to have all through the time till when you become a success on YouTube, right? Because it is not rosy. Like it is not sweet starting out, and the journey is not even sweet either. So your why is actually what's going to keep the drive going on and will give you the energy to keep on doing even when things are not working fine. Yes. So that's what I'm going to say, honestly.
All right, thank you for answering that question. And then, just to point out, someone asked, if we could ask questions here. Yes, if you have any questions, you could drop them in the comments, and then we'll answer your questions. And then, so there's this question that said, can someone do YouTube as a full-time job?
Okay, can someone do YouTube as a full-time job? Oh my gosh, I don't know how to answer this question. So just try to listen to what I'm going to say here, right? So if you're asking if someone can do YouTube as a full-time job, YES in capital bold letters. Yes. Yes, 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 and yes. You can do YouTube as a full-time job. Like, just sit down, do YouTube videos, and you will not do anything. Honestly, you are going to be very comfortable, right? But the thing is, there is a but. And what is this but? You cannot start out YouTube as full-time. You cannot start YouTube with YouTube cannot be your full-time job when you're just starting out something. No.
Yes.
Because it is not sustainable at the start. It is not. Unless you have God hand by your side that would help you to scale ASAP. Like, there are people that have God hand and then they just grow and everything just picks up like rockets. And yes, but then it's not easy at the start. You won't start up and get 1,000 subscribers. In short, it took me almost 6 months to hit 1,000 subscribers. Wow. It took me almost 6 months to hit 1,000 subscribers. Yes. And I would still say this strongly because, imagine if I was not hoping that YouTube will pay me. And I remember back then when I started, YouTube had not started, they've not really put this 1,000 YouTube subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in place then. And I just started, and yeah, I was monetized, but then when they put that law, like the monetization actually went out, so I had to start fighting for 1,000 YouTube subscribers and then 4,000 watch hours, right? So don't hope that YouTube will be full-time job from the start. No, maybe 1 or 2 years later it can be a full-time job, but not from the beginning. But then the answer to that question is yes.
All right. And then the person followed up and said, does YouTube, this is a question here, does YouTube pay you enough to live your desired lifestyle?
Now, this one is personal actually, because when you say my desired lifestyle, it means me that I desire my lifestyle. I can define my lifestyle. You can't define it for me, right? So when you, and I know that you're asking this question, just trying to link it to, what you are looking at for yourself.
Yes.
Right? So I'll just try and be very, open. So let's take, for instance, if you have a particular platform that is paying you around 500K to, around 500K monthly and above, right? Definitely, I feel like it is enough for you to live your desired lifestyle, depending on what you desire, actually. Like for me, it is not enough for me, but then for you, it could be enough, right? But it's just like I said, yes, that YouTube can be a full-time job. If it's a full-time job, it means that it is going to pay you enough to not do any other thing, just sit on YouTube and you're good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Someone asked also and said, how much have you made on YouTube?
You're asking me how much have I made on YouTube?
they're trying to see how much you're making. Okay, let's see. Let me. I don't know if some people find that like a personal question to answer sometimes.
Yes. So
If
I
you
would,
ask for,
because I actually see where this person is going to. So I'll try as much as possible to answer this question, although it's personal. But then, what I most likely would do is try and do a review of how much I make on YouTube on my channel, right? Although
yes,
I don't, well, very soon, hopefully in the future, I'll make a video like that. But I would just say, it's something over $10,000, right?
okay,
Yeah, it's over $10,000. Now I'm actually putting that so that you can also get, or you can also see the yes I said earlier. Like you can confirm the yes I said earlier. So if you're
yes,
able to do over $10,000 on a platform, then basically it is actually enough for you to live on. Like you're good. Your full if it's gonna be a full-time job, then it works fine for you. Yeah.
okay. I want to ask this here. So for most upcoming YouTubers, what they always look at is their first pay, their first check from YouTube. So like, how was that experience for you? Well, after you just got monetized, your first payment for YouTube, how was that for you?
My first payment on YouTube. How much was
Yes.
that? The first check I received from YouTube was hold on, I think I screenshotted this. I don't know, but I think about $400 to $700, something like that. That was the
Wow.
first amount I received from YouTube, about $400 to $700.
Wow.
And this money was Kai. It was quite stressful because okay, you get accepted and you're monetized on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just start placing ads on your videos, and you start seeing the money trickling in your analytics, your revenue, it starts going up. But then you have to do some confirmations where YouTube is going to send you a letter containing a
Yes.
code which you have to place into the backend. And this code never came because I'm living in Nigeria. Yes, this code never came at all because I'm living in Nigeria. We understand how our system works here. And
Yes.
honestly, I'm not really against the country, but I'm against the system where people cannot send you mails and you receive it at your doorstep. I kept on calling and calling and calling every of the what do they even call them again? The guys that receive mails, right? I actually
Yes.
kept on calling and calling, going from one office to another office until was it about 6 weeks later, right? About
Wow.
6 weeks later, after I started looking for this particular thing, then someone called me one day, and we have your thing, oh. But guess what? Before the person called, YouTube had already removed the monetization. Like they've demonetized me already
Wow.
because I was not able. Yeah, they give you about 3 to 4 weeks to actually put in that code because they expect that particular code to arrive within that period of time, right? Yeah, so they had already demonetized me, and I got the code 6 weeks later. So altogether, it was about 12 to 15 weeks before I got mail sent. Oh my god! So after I got the code, I had to place it back on, and the ads came back running, and then I had to wait out for the next month before I could even cash out. Right. So my first payment was about 400. I can't remember. So I'm saying 400, 700 because I don't know if it was 4 or 7. But I wish I
Yes.
can actually see the screenshot. It's either 400 or $700. But whichever it is, actually, if let's say it was $400, if you are to convert $400 back then, that's about 350. So that's a little above 150K basically. So 150K was kind of like now it's money now, right?
Yes.
So yeah, that's it basically. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for that. And then someone also extended and said, what are the various ways you could make money from YouTube?
What are the various ways you can make money from YouTube? So there are different ways to make money as a YouTuber. Okay, I actually love the question. What are the various ways you can make money as a YouTuber? There are different ways you can actually make money as a YouTuber. And honestly, in short, we are even talking about YouTube AdSense alone, where you're making money from the ads placed on YouTube. But beyond
Yes.
YouTube AdSense, there are several other ways. So I'm just going to list out a few, but then there are others too. You can make money from YouTube as a YouTuber. You can make money as a YouTuber from YouTube, from the YouTube AdSense, right? That's the
Yes.
Google AdSense platform. Then you can also make money as an affiliate, right? Affiliate marketing. And
Yes.
you can also make money from sponsorships, right? From sponsorships. You can also make money from partnerships. You can also make money selling your own products. right? So all of these ways are the other different ways you can actually make money from YouTube. So one of the cool thing here is that you can start a YouTube channel today and start making money tomorrow. Yes, I'm really going to say this because most people actually are more concerned about YouTube AdSense and how much YouTube will actually pay them. But beyond YouTube AdSense, you can actually become an affiliate marketer. You can actually sell your own products, and then you make a lot of sales from the YouTube platform as a YouTuber before AdSense even activates your account or before you are monetized, right? So these things are things you can also use to make money from the YouTube platform.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. And someone just supported your point here and said he likes the fact that you're not sugarcoating it and people can actually make money off YouTube with this. And then here's a question. Someone asked and said, do you think YouTube is a better video marketing option for companies compared to Vimeo?
Okay, so when we talk about YouTube as a video marketing option, it depends on what you are doing. It depends on what you're doing for your marketing, right? So different marketing tactics require different marketing technology. That's actually one of the things you should note. Now, what Vimeo has is a little bit different from what YouTube has. And why I'm saying this is I understand the fact that Vimeo also has the option of Vimeo has this kind of YouTube system where you can upload videos and people get to watch. But
Yes.
your audience, and if your audience is if your audience is within Nigeria or even the majority of the world, then YouTube will give you a better chance to reach out to more people than Vimeo. That is one thing. But then beyond that, there are cases where I actually want to create a marketing video and place it on a landing page, or I want to make a particular video private and not get and I don't want to give people access to that particular video. I simply just use Vimeo. Vimeo allows me to privatize my videos. Now, YouTube has the option where you can make your videos private and not to the public, but people can also access that particular video. They can get a link and download it from, their web browser. And
Yeah.
Vimeo actually has that locked. So YouTube is actually more open than Vimeo actually. So it's depending on what marketing you're doing that will now help you to see what technology you should use, whether YouTube or Vimeo. But in the case where you are in the room, in the case where your own is to create videos that would get you to the public eye and will help you to make money and build more audience, YouTube is way better. You should use YouTube.
All right. Then we are having more questions from the audience, and someone asked and said, "What future do you see in self-development as a Nigerian?"
Sorry, I don't understand that.
Okay, before I read it again, please, I'd like to tell those that are new to subscribe to our channel. Just click on the link and subscribe, and then also drop your questions. We'll try to run through all of them because we still have a few more questions here. We'll try to run through them before we are done. So, and then the question here says, "What future do you see in self-development as a Nigerian?"
What future do I see in self-development as a Nigerian? I don't still understand the question. So I don't know. Like, can you throw more light on? Like, can you
Yeah, I'll
open up
call on
the
the
question a
person.
little bit?
Okay, I
Yeah,
think the
please.
question is, what
Leo.
you see as a content creator in the self-development niche as in Nigeria? Here's a more, I think this one is putting more light.
Okay, so the thing is, I remember one of my predictions for this year is that
Yes.
creators are going to win, right? That's really one of the things I see this year in the internet space. See, whatever you're doing, just be a content creator. Just make sure that you are in that particular space. You are creating content, honestly, and it's a big thing. It's a big thing for me because I'm not saying this because I actually feel like saying it, or I want to drop a kind of should I call it prediction? Yeah, not because I want
Yes.
to drop a prediction, but because I'm in this space, I'm seeing what is happening currently, and I'm seeing the future in this particular space, right? So I would really advise that everybody should figure out a way to just start creating content, right? Because it is really, really going to be a big win for any content creator, right? So if you are actually looking at growing yourself, right now, self-development, in terms of knowledge, in terms of your pockets, money-wise, and every other wise, creating content is really going to help you achieve all of those, right? It's really going to help you achieve all of those. So yes, it's a big win. So everybody should actually become a content creator. We are all creators actually, and we don't know. But then people consume more than they create, and that is a very big, a very big, should I say, in not so good thing, right? It's really not so good when people are consuming more than they create. I would really
Yes.
advise if people can create more than they consume. For example, man, if I see something and I love it, I'm actually going to create something out of that thing I've seen. So I'm not just consuming, I'm creating from what I've consumed. And this is the
Yes.
basic way to win as a content creator. Yep. So that's it.
Okay. And someone is asking to know your secrets to staying consistent here on YouTube.
Staying consistent while creating content back to back. Consistency is hard. Sorry, I actually don't feel like using the word hard, but I like to really just tell you guys that it's not easy. It's not
Same.
easy, and anything that's not easy is hard, right? See,
Yes.
the thing here is, it is not an easy task. The only thing is, you have to be committed to doing that thing. Honestly, it is not even about, it's not about the money. It's not about, you know, it's not about a lot of things you guys actually will think of. It's you being committed, right? That this is what you have to do, and you have to do it no matter what. So even when you are down, even when you don't feel like, you still go ahead and do it, right? So that's actually the secret. So if you ask me for my secret, that's my secret. I'm committed to actually creating content, and I actually have a schedule, and I have to really stick to it. That is it. Now, it's not going to be easy for a start, right? It's not really going to be easy when you're starting out because, in short, I've actually been in a situation whereby I'm trying to start out a new content creation pattern, and because I'm just starting that out, I'm not able to flow with it, right? I actually have back and forth here and there, but then because I'm committed to doing that thing, I learn and I get better, and I make sure that whenever I'm actually coming back, I'm consistent with it, and I have a proper flow. I have something set up for myself, and I'm good to go. Right? This is why I said something at the beginning. I said you need to have your why. Why are you doing this thing? Because that why is exactly what actually keep you going. When you are down, when everything is looking like it's not working for you, because sometimes you're on YouTube and you're like, man, this algorithm is against me, right? And you don't want to do anything anymore. So even those times when you actually feel like things are not working out, your why is exactly the same thing that would keep you going, and you can consistently create content back to back while you get yourself back on track.
Okay. Thank you for that. And someone asked a very funny question here, and I'd like you to answer. He said, "What would you do if you didn't venture into the online space?"
What will I do if I didn't venture into the online space?
Yes.
What will I be doing right now?
What would have been your second choice?
Okay. This is funny though. But okay, let us say we remove the online space. Let's say there is no internet and everything, and there is no YouTube, for example. I guess that's
Yes.
exactly what the person is asking. What would I have been
Exactly.
doing? I would have been selling some stuff, selling products, right? So while I was actually starting out on YouTube, I remember, in short, while I was starting on the online space, I remember I was still struggling at a point, and during the point of struggle, trying to learn, and all of those things, I was really considering, starting, opening up a small shop where I'll sell cosmetics, right? Because back then in school, like university now, you have all of the babes that
Yes.
they want to be looking good, and they want to be using every of the creams, the latest pancake, the latest I don't know whatever they call it. So my mind was, man, how will I tap into this market? Because I saw it as a very lucrative market. So I might have just have been selling cosmetic products, right? But beyond cosmetic products, I also had this love for real estate, right? So if there's no online space, I would have actually started real estate like day one. That's another thing.
Yes. Thank you for that. And then I think someone just asked a question and asked, "What videos editing software do you use?"
What video editing software do I use? I I use I use Premiere Pro, Adobe Premiere Pro.
Yes.
That's what I use for my editing on YouTube. But then not everybody can start using Premiere Pro actually. You know, you can start out with Filmora, you can start out with the other simple Movavi, there's Filmora, there's Movavi, there's InShot, and
Yeah.
a few others you can start out with. But my teacher, the guy that taught me, how to use the camera and how to do all of this thing, he was using there's this software for editing on Mac. What's it called again? Shaba, please, what's that software? Hey, he was using Final Cut X and Final Cut Pro and all. And I was like, guy, I don't have a Mac. I didn't have a Mac back then, and this software is only for Mac. It's only for Mac users. So I was like, I don't have a Mac. And it was like, okay, go and start learning Adobe Premiere Pro. And I went and started learning Adobe Premiere Pro. So he didn't give me the option of learning Filmora and learning InShot and all. So maybe if you had told me to learn Filmora and learn Movavi and all of those, beginner-friendly softwares, that might have been what I'll be using to date. So I actually jumped on the hard guy and I started using the hard guy. So to date, I'm still learning how to use Premiere Pro because nobody can learn. You cannot learn it finish.
Yes.
Yeah. So Premiere Pro is what I use actually. Yeah.
Okay. So someone asked you and said, "What equipment do I need to start YouTube?" I think someone that's trying to start, I was trying to know what things they need for them to start up their own YouTube.
Okay. For you to start up a YouTube channel, what equipment do you need?
Yeah, for a starter.
Well, you need a simple phone. You need a smartphone. You need a tripod. You need lights.
Yes.
That is all you need to start up a YouTube channel. And then you need your content. And why I'm actually saying this is most times people overthink this starting YouTube thing.
Yes.
So when you are starting out, and especially for those who do not have the budget, when they're starting out, you need your simple tripod, you need a phone stand, you need your light. But in the case where you have budget, you can go for a professional camera, you can go for professional lights, you can go for professional microphone. Yeah, I forgot to add that a mic would also be needed in any of both. So that's just what you need, and then your content is actually more superior. You need to have your content well planned out and ready to go. Yeah, but I'm also going to add one thing because back in the days, a few years back, I would have just said, just start out YouTube anyhow. Now, today, the competition in the online space is stiffer. Like, there is more competition in this particular space, right? Like, there are many more people that are aware. So if you're starting out YouTube, you shouldn't start out YouTube like a beginner. You shouldn't start out like, oh, let me just start out something and then see how it goes. You need to start from somewhere. Don't just create content and just dump on YouTube, because if you do that, you will not even scale. You will not get anybody viewing your content.
Yeah.
So if now, what I mean here is, if you go on YouTube and you look out, you look at the first 100 videos that YouTube actually suggests to you, you get to see the quality that people are actually putting in their content. Like, they're giving it so much video quality, and both in quality of video, both in quality of content. Now, imagine if you're starting out and you just, let me just start out with anything I have and keep on dishing things out there. People might not really get to see you quick, right? So try as much as possible to also have quality at the back of your mind. Do something that's of quality so that you don't get to struggle as much when you are a beginner on YouTube.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. And then someone asked this question and said, he said, "Do you have any advice for me? I want to start a faceless YouTube channel."
Yes. If you want to start a faceless YouTube channel, it's actually cool. One of the things you can actually do is use softwares that would help you to create your faceless YouTube channel. Now it depends on what you want to create when it comes to faceless YouTube channel. There are the ones where you can just create easy templates, right? Like you can use a tool like InVideo, InVideo. You can use a tool like InVideo. InVideo is actually going to help you with that. You can also go for that to do animations, right? You see some people that do animations on YouTube, and you can get a software that will help you to do animation, whiteboard animations, or then more professional animation. You can use more professional animation softwares for your YouTube faceless YouTube channel. And then beyond that, you could just go on with recording your screen. Record your screen and then you talk. Yeah. So either of this works, and you can actually use that to start.
All right, thank you for that. And someone asks, can you have more than one channel? And we've answered that previously. The answer is yes. And then, okay, let's go on. And there's this question here that I think is very, very important for everybody to see or to listen to the answer you're going to give us. And it says, what are some of the biggest challenges YouTubers should prepare for? What would you say, like from your own experience, what were the biggest challenges you had to go through? And then what would you advise YouTubers on them to expect them and then how to go through these challenges as they come?
The biggest challenge I've actually had as a Nigerian YouTuber, is power and internet. Power and internet. That is my biggest challenge. See, honestly, if you're in a country and there's no light in that country, it's a big problem already. In short, being an online entrepreneur in Nigeria there's already a challenge for you.
Yeah.
Yes, I will say it very clear, man. That is why most people are actually outside the country and they are doing more.
Yeah.
Internet is not even going through. We understand what internet is doing to us. I'm even surprised that internet is clear tonight. Maybe because the influencer team has actually been praying over this particular session, and the hand of God is on this session. So I'm actually surprised as to why internet has not kicked me out and brought me back in at their own will. Do you understand? So internet is a big thing, and then power. Now, when I started out, I didn't have much funds, so I would say back then, like I said, back then I didn't have much funds to power my light for myself. So I had issues with, sometimes I come back, there's no light, and I want to shoot, and I can't turn on the gen. Maybe I don't have fuel or something like that to run my generator, and I just have to chill on my content. I won't post content, and I'm really gonna say, but I'm really gonna say because I had a 9 to 5 at this particular point in time, and even with my 9 to 5, I was running YouTube. Now, how did I do this? I say I leave my house by 5:30 a.m. in the morning, right, to get to work by 7 8 p.m. I come back very late at night, 9 p.m., 10 p.m. That's when I get back home after sitting in Lagos traffic and all. Now, if you want to ask me how I actually craft my content, how I actually write my scripts, I write my script in Lagos traffic, right? On my phone, I bring up my phone when I'm in traffic and I write my scripts for my content. I come back home and I'm ready to shoot by 10, 11 p.m. Before I get ready and all, it's already 12 a.m. and I try to shoot. Sometimes I can't shoot because there's no light, there's no internet. I have to move on. But when I can shoot, I shoot, and then I'm actually going to bed around 2 3 a.m. and I sleep for 2 3 hours. I have to get up and get to work again, right? So these things are not really helpful because you're in Nigeria. So this is the first challenge you're going to face. But beyond this particular one, other challenges that you might likely face will be within you. Within you, I mean, when you are not able to plan yourself. And there's actually a solution to this one because I actually love to focus on what I can solve than what I cannot solve, right? So if I can actually solve a particular thing, I'm like, I'll focus on that particular thing and make sure it's out of the way. So that the one I can't solve, I know that yes, I can't solve this, and I just have to make do with what I get. So people are going to face the challenge with creating content itself. And this is what you can solve because it is within you. It is in your place to create content. So you need to figure out a solution to that particular problem. And how do you do this? Planning ahead, right? You need to plan ahead. So what I most likely do most times is to try as much as possible to create content or to map out series of topics for like a month, right? If you can, or for like a week. Map out content for like a week, or even if you don't have content topics, you can map out different clouds of content within your niche, right? So that whenever you are ready to, get on with creating content, it is easy for you to flow, right? So these things are things that you actually need to do. So once you're able to do this, you can go further to now scripting out your content and then shooting your content before time, right? So back then, when I didn't have the energy to, create content consistently, right? What I did was to batch shoot, right? What I did then was to batch shoot. That was actually what I did then. But now, I kind of have control of a few things, right? And I could just create content on the go. I create and upload. I create and upload. But the best way is to plan ahead, actually. Yeah.
Okay. Someone asked this question and said, is it possible to be successful on affiliate marketing without being a YouTuber?
Yes, now. Yes, now. YouTube is just a marketing channel, just like there are several other marketing channels out there. There is Instagram, Facebook, there is Twitter, and all of that. So you can be successful in affiliate marketing without YouTube,
Okay.
right? You can be successful in affiliate marketing without YouTube at all. Use other channels actually.
Okay, and then there's this other question that said, please, what's the easiest, cheapest way to get rid of background noise while recording?
The easiest and cheapest way to get rid of background noise while recording is to take off background noise before you start recording. You cannot start asking me how to remove background noise when you went and you were shooting in a place in the market, and then you're asking for how to remove the background noise. So if you're asking for the easiest and the cheapest way to remove background noise, is to stay in a place where there is no background noise, actually. That's the first thing. So you need to actually try to remove all of the background noise in wherever in your sites, in your shooting area. That's the first thing. But beyond that, if it's something you cannot help, then you need to find a way to get better mics. There are mics that would help you to remove background noise already. Like the mic I use, this is the Blue Yeti. This guy would help me remove a lot of noise. Like I can actually be shooting in a place where there is noise, and the noise will not enter my mic because I can set it in a way that it's collecting noise from only myself, right? So the mic is going to help you. But then beyond the mic is now to now find a way to remove it when you are editing. But that process can also distort your voice, or it will distort your own talk, and it might not it might make your voice not to be as clear enough to your audience. So focus on getting to shoot in a place that is noiseless. But if you can't help the noise, you can get a better mic.
Okay, I thank you for answer. And then there's this question here: can you be a successful online creator if you do it alone, or who you advise to start, or do you advise to start as a team?
Okay, it depends on you actually. It depends on you. Content creation is a personal thing though, because even when you're starting as a team, somebody is going to blow before others. All of you will not blow together. That's actually the thing. Content creation is personal. That's just the truth. I'm actually going to be saying the truth right here. So you can start out as a team where you are creating content with other people, but people are going to like one person more than others. That's
Yeah.
how it works because marketing is actually done more on a personal basis these days, right? Marketing is like it's people want to get personal with people. So if you want to be a creator, it's a personal thing. It's a people want to connect with you personally. Like they want to know you. Like for example, celebrities, for example, you know them by knowing them in particular. Even when there are people that actually team up to to create something, you want to know them individually. Oh, this is this person, this is this person, right? And you actually like one person more than the other person, right? So you can do it alone. I started out my channel alone. Many other YouTubers started their channel alone, so you can start alone. But if you want to do a team thing, fine. It might also work out for you too. But starting out
Okay.
alone is actually one of the things that I would say you do.
Yeah. So someone's asking a very, very funny question that's off the point, but let me just bring it up. They said, let's digress a bit. How often do you exercise or work out? They're trying to go to
So
your lifestyle.
how often do I exercise and work out?
Yes.
Uh, okay. Workout has actually been something that I really do not pay so much attention to, right? That was back then, but lately I've been trying as much as possible to set up a routine. So I'm actually following a strict routine of working out like every day, right? Yeah, I'm following a strict routine of working out like every day. Beyond going to the gym, because when we talk about workout, people think it's about just jumping into the gym and using big equipment and all of those things. No, you can actually, even in your own room, you can do some things that would help you, keep your shape in the right places, right?
Yeah.
So it's very important. See, it's actually a success factor, and I've actually seen most successful people. And when I look at routines, workout, you can't take away workout and exercise out of it, because exercising and working out, it's kind of boosts your morale, it boosts your energy, right? It boosts your energy. And if you don't want to burn out quick, if you want to be top of your game, you need to be also, you need to have high morale. Like, you need to have high morale at every point in time. Else, you just be sad and depressed and you give up. Yeah, so you give up and you're out of the game. That's it. So,
Okay. Well, thank you for that. I think we've covered most of our questions and basically everything that came up today. So, before we leave, if there's is there anything you'd like to say to our viewers or any advice you'd like to give to them to guide them through the whole process of YouTube?
okay, guiding people through the process of YouTube. So the thing is, I've actually been able to follow through every of the questions here. So although
Yeah.
I actually had a few things that I mapped out to share, but
Okay.
then I'll just list them out. I actually mapped them out, and I was hoping to go in better in go in depth in every of those points. But I'm just going to list them out now so that you guys can just
Yes.
tag along and flow with me. So I'm going to share with you guys 7 steps that would help you to scale on YouTube, because it is not really about talking; it's about doing the work. And when you're doing the work, there are a few things you actually need to implement, right? So the very first thing is to actually find, keywords, keyword research. That's where I start from. Now, when I understand my niche, I understand what I'm actually going to be doing, but you need to also note that you need to find keywords that would help you to rank, right? Keyword is actually a very big thing when it comes to YouTube. And beyond YouTube, YouTube is a search engine actually, right? So for every search engine, keywords is actually very big. So you need to figure out what people are searching for and understand what keyword will actually help you to get your videos trending, right?
Yes.
That's one. Two, you need to create videos that are optimized, right? They need to be optimized for watch time, right? And this is when I actually spoke about you having a flow in your content. You need to actually create videos that will actually retain people over time all through that particular video. And if possible, they go to watch other videos you have, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the next one, step 3, is optimizing your YouTube videos. And when we talk about optimizing your YouTube videos, is actually understanding that beyond keyword research, you also need to find out how to place your tags, how to put your title, how to put things in your description. All of this will actually help. Now, step 4 is also to create YouTube thumbnails that stand out. Right? You need to figure out what thumbnails work and find the best way to actually create thumbnails that would help you to get results on YouTube. Right? Your thumbnail should be different, should be unique, and not just everything that is there on the YouTube platform. 5 is to create a playlist. Now, creating playlists on YouTube is when you're kind of putting your videos into packs, like you're packing up your videos into a playlist, right? It's important that you actually do that, because you want people to watch your video and watch the next one and watch the next one and watch the next one. So it's good that you can put your videos into a playlist and you get people to watch more of your own content before they leave the YouTube platform. Step
Yeah.
6 is to promote your videos, right? Feel free to promote your videos. It's very important because you want people to actually view those videos. For example, when I upload a YouTube video, I have a YouTube community with over 5,000 people, right? I have a YouTube community with over 5,000 people, and also, my mail list and all. So once I release a video, I'm sharing this video to my YouTube community. I'm sharing it to my Facebook group. I'm sharing it to my email audience. I'm sharing it to my status. I'm sharing it here and there because I want to promote my video. While you're waiting for algorithm to push you forward, you need to figure out how to promote your video, and this is one good way to actually do this, right? Share with your audience. Then step 7 is to make sure that you tell people to subscribe, right? You want subscribers on your channel, say it, open your mouth and say it, ask, and it shall be given unto you, right?
Yeah.
Ask, you need to ask. So most people actually think that people will subscribe, but yes, we are going to subscribe, but then it would help better if you ask. When you ask, people are aware, and because people are on YouTube and they're like, oh, I never even knew I was going to subscribe. You get? So when you ask, you can get more people subscribing and you can grow more on YouTube. So these are the 7 things that you actually want to do on your YouTube channel or on the YouTube platform that will help you to scale fast.
Okay, thank you very, very much for answering these questions and other questions we brought to you today. So, on behalf of the whole team, Influenccr, would like to say thank you for coming on our channel today and educating a lot of people. And I'm sure most people, everybody has gained new knowledge from what we've spoken about today.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and then we look forward to having you again on our channel soon. So probably on another topic, we'll be having you again and talking about something different some other time. It was really nice talking to you on this topic today. So also
Yes.
for those that are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notification, and then you can go through our channel. We have videos up every week. We have more than one. We have videos coming up every day on our channel, and then every week, same day, Saturday, 9 o'clock, we're having guests here, and then I'll be talking to them on various topics. So stay tuned because next week we'll be having another guest coming up, and we'll give updates on that during the week. And then also, I want to say thank you to our viewers, our listeners for sticking with us till the end. And then I hope you guys become regulars. And once again, thank you very much for being with us, Franklin Emmanuel. Thank you very much.
All right. Yeah. Good night, everybody.
Okay, see you guys again on our channel. So don't forget to subscribe if you're new here, turn on post notification, go through our videos, and then feel free to drop a comment if you enjoyed this video, you have any comments or extra questions you'd like to ask. And then don't forget to share this to your friends or your enemies or whatever you feel like we get from this video here, or YouTubers that you feel like should get tips from here. Don't forget to send this to them, share a link, and then direct them to our channel so they can also gain as much as you've gained. So see you again next week, and we'll be having a new guest. So if you also have a topic or whatever you'd want to learn about, just drop questions, drop comments, and then we'll attend to them. See you again next time. Bye.